Hey, what is up guys, MurderMan4 here, back with another Minecraft video. I know, it's been a while, but a couple of days ago the latest update for Minecraft was released. We have update 1.12, which is the World of Color update. As you can see all around me, we've got lots of colorful stuff going on, and we got my buddy Jerry on my shoulder here. He's going to help us out a bit with this showcase. But yeah, so you can see it's not a massive update like 1.9 or 1.8 or most of the other major updates before it, but it's certainly bigger than 1.10 and 1.11. And actually something you may have noticed was I used to do snapshot overviews. I didn't do that for 1.12, and that's because the last two updates only had one snapshot containing the majority of the content, and so after I did the showcase of the snapshot, I basically covered everything that was in the whole update, and so I assumed it was going to be the same thing with 1.12, so I didn't do a snapshot overview for 1.12, and then they ended up having a decent amount of snapshots. I think I'm just going to play it safe in the future though, and only do update overviews, and not do snapshot showcases in the future. And yeah, so anyways, without any further ado, let's get right into it. The first thing that I'm going to talk about isn't any of this colorful stuff here. First thing I'm going to talk about is a replacement. Of course, everyone knows achievements are a big part of Minecraft. Well, 1.12 removes achievements and replaces them with advancements. And so right now you can see there aren't any advancements. Advancements are pretty much the same thing as achievements. They're a little bit different. And let's just, you have a new command for advancements. We're going to give myself all the advancements, and you can see they're all popping up on the side just like the old achievements used to do. We've also got a lot of weird sound effects for all of them that's really blasting in my ear right now. And that's going to keep going on for a while, but you can see we've got a bunch of tabs up here: Adventure, The End, Nether, Husbandry, and Minecraft. And so these do not have to be done in any particular order like the achievements used to be, so you can get them all in any order you choose. And we've got a couple of different kinds as well. We've got regular advancements, we have challenges, and there are goals, and that sound is starting to get really annoying, so I hope it's over soon. But what's really neat is that there are some advancements that require you to do multiple things, and let's see if I can find one, and it keeps track. There we go. For example, with the 2x2 you need to breed 10 different kinds of animals, and it'll keep track of that for you so you actually know how far along you are. That's something that the old achievements didn't do. And so at first, oh my goodness, please be quiet. At first when they were removing achievements, I was pretty disappointed because I really like achievements, but honestly, I think the advancements is a better system. And just like achievements, it's also got that teaching aspect for newer learners of Minecraft, like punching wood or opening your inventory. It's got all that kind of stuff as well. So I think it's a better system. Alright, we've just got a couple more things on the more technical side before we get into these really interesting looking blocks here. The next one is this creative menu. We now have saved toolbars, so you can save up to 9 different toolbars, which is really useful for building. If you want to have different hotbars of different materials. And so let's just move this cookie out of here. And so for example, say we want hotbar number 2. All we need to do is hold X plus 2 and we get our hotbar, which is pretty neat. Go to X plus 1 and we can rotate between them, which is incredibly useful for building various different structures. And you can also save a hotbar, so say I just want to make a whole bunch of random stuff. There we go. If we do C and then number, that will save your hotbar to that level. And so if I did C plus 2, that would overwrite this one. But now I've got 3 different kinds of toolbars, which is pretty neat. Okay, one more thing. We have a little bit of a change to crafting. Well, we have a little bit of an addition to crafting now. We have what is known as the recipe book. And so this is incredibly useful for not even just new players to Minecraft, but also older ones as well for some of the more complex recipes. But you unlock recipes as you play the game. There are a few different ways you can unlock recipes. Most of them are by getting certain items in your inventory, and then it'll unlock everything that relates to that item, or by meeting certain criteria. And so basically, you can see as soon as I click on these items, it'll tell me exactly what I need to do to craft it, and if I have this stuff in my inventory, it'll actually automatically place it in there. So let's see, let's grab a stick and some wooden planks, and let's get a wooden sword. There we go. Stuff's already put in there, and it's just a whole lot simpler. Alright, now we're starting to get into the actual blocks. First off, we've got some new sounds for note blocks, which I don't think has happened for a very long time. We've got bone blocks, which give you a xylophone sound. Gold blocks give you a bell. Clay blocks give you a flute. Ice blocks, I think these are packed ice blocks, give you a chime. Regular ice blocks I don't think work with that. And then wool gives you a guitar. So that's kind of neat. Just got a couple new sounds for the note blocks, gives you a bit more variety. Alright. Here's the meat of the update. As I've mentioned earlier, it's called the World of Color update, and this is kind of why. We have these new blocks called concrete, which are much more solid colors than any other blocks that we have in the game. They kind of look like hardened clay, which is now called terracotta, but the colors in this are a lot more vibrant. And so this is hardened concrete, but what we have here is powdered concrete, which is, as you can see, it looks like colored sand, but what's neat about this is if you put water near it, then it actually turns into the hardened variant. And so obviously you have all the different colors for the concrete, and you can craft this powdered concrete by putting 4 gravel, 4 sand, and 1 lapis. I don't think that the crafting order matters. You can put them wherever you want, and you'll get 8 of whichever kind of dye that you want in the center. You'll get 8 of that kind of powder, and as I said, you get the hardened variant by putting it next to water. Also, they do follow the rules of gravity, so just be wary of that if you want to use powdered concrete. And then you're probably also wondering, what is this here? This is glazed terracotta, which, as I said, the hardened clay got renamed to terracotta. If you smelt a color of terracotta, you will get the glazed variant, and so we have a different pattern for each color. And these have some really interesting patterns. Me personally, I don't see myself using these, but I'm sure that a lot of people can find some really creative uses for them. But honestly, on their own, they kind of stand out, especially some of them like this. You can just see the hilt of a sword. But the patterns that they make are pretty cool. And yeah, so it's just another really colorful thing that's kind of neat. Also near here, I don't even know if you can see it, but because of all these new colored blocks, maps have added more vibrant colors. It's kind of difficult to see, but yeah, you can see the different colors there and there for the glazed terracotta and the concrete. And you probably also noticed these in the background. Beds now have different colors, which I think is a neat idea. Me personally, I want to stick with the traditional red bed, but it's kind of disappointing. Now I can't do that with just any color wool. I can't just throw on white wool. I need to actually find some red dye first. I like the traditional red bed. I want to stick with that. But it's neat that you have options for other colors as well, so you can more match your Minecraft home. Also, quick thing, if I change to survival mode, you'll see, obviously, I get damaged 1 heart, but if I jump onto the beds from the same height, ooh, what do you know? No damage. Now, it doesn't negate damage entirely, it just reduces it, so if you think you can drop from like 200 blocks in the sky and survive on a bed, that's not going to happen. But it does cushion your fall a little bit, which is pretty neat. We've also got a couple new game rules, so I'll just introduce those quickly. We have announced advancements, which obviously will tell the entire world whether or not people are getting their advancements, which is very similar with the way that achievements worked, but that wasn't toggleable before. It was just always tell when someone would get an achievement, but now you can toggle that. Game rule do limited crafting is by default at false, and that basically means you can craft anything, whether you've unlocked the recipe or not, but if limited crafting is set to true, you can only craft recipes that you've unlocked. So right now, say I don't have the diamond sword recipe unlocked, I don't know if I do or not, but I could craft a diamond sword right now whenever I wanted, so long as I had the materials. But if I had limited crafting on, if I do not have the diamond sword recipe unlocked, I cannot craft a diamond sword until I meet the criteria to unlock that recipe. We also have the max command chain length command, which is basically just how long a command chain can be. Obviously this is the default number here. I don't really know exactly what that means, but you can make it longer if you need to fit in all your crazy commands, which is good. Now of course you've seen my friend Jerry following me all around and making those squawking noises this whole time. So obviously they're a new mob in 1.12. We have the parrots. There are a few different colors. There's like a rainbow variant, blue. I think there's there's a green. I think there might be there's a gray there as well. I didn't see him at first. Let's talk about this downfall. And so basically, you can find these guys in jungles. You can tame them with cookies, as I did here with Jerry, and they dance to music, which kind of looks a little bit ridiculous in my opinion. Clearly, not all of these guys are grooving to the beat for some reason, but they look a little bit funny when doing that. But yeah, that's enough of that. Anyways, those are parrots. I think their noises kind of get a little bit annoying after a while, to be honest, but that's alright. They're a cool mob. And finally, we have one other new mob added in. You may remember in 1.11 they added in these woodland mansions, and there were these things called illagers that spawned in there. We have a new type of illager that spawns in those mansions as well, called the illusioner. Oh, I'm on peaceful. And so, this is the illusioner. He's not going to attack me unless I'm in survival. He only attacks players and villagers. And on hard mode, which I've set myself to, if you're close, he should give you blindness, and he'll shoot you with a bow, which actually does quite a bit of damage. Don't kill me, please. I want him to do... Yeah, there we go. If you attack him, then he'll actually split into a bunch of different variants. There's only one real one. And wow, this is the third time I'm going to say this, but that's an annoying sound. 1.12 is also apparently the update of annoying sounds. But yeah, so there's only one real one. You can only attack the real one. Likewise, only the real one can damage you. I'm not sure which one is real because apparently none of them are getting damage. So I don't know what. I'm a little bit confused. They all move the same too. That's pretty funny. Let's just change it to peaceful. There we go. But yeah, so that's basically it for the World of Color update. Not a whole bunch compared to previous major updates, but a little bit bigger than the last two. Most of this stuff I don't see myself using, so it's a little bit of a useless update for me personally, but for certain creators I can see why it would be a really neat update. You know, add more vibrant colors to your Minecraft world. And yeah, so it's pretty cool. I like the new advancement system. The crafting book is pretty useful for new users and even older users as well, and it's also optional. I don't know if you saw earlier, but you can actually turn it on or off. So if you don't like it, you can just deactivate it, and yeah, so that's pretty good. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed. Please put in the comments below what you think of 1.12, and yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and Mergaman4 over and out. I'll see you guys later.